Hi everyone, welcome back to the top tier PvP YouTube channel. My name is Brendan. I'll be your moderator for today. In this video I'll be demonstrating how to acquire the vicious mounts that you can purchase through PvP from the vicious saddles that you acquire from winning rated PvP matches. To start, I'm here in Orgrimmar to show you the location of the Quartermaster. To start, in order to utilize those vicious saddles that you do acquire, here in Orgrimmar, just outside the Hall of Legends, decided to go on my mage for this one just because they're a little bit more accessible in terms of teleporting from Valdraken than my discipline priest for that matter. So I went here. I'm just outside the Hall of Legends, and the Quartermaster that will be selling you these particular mounts. They're kind of grouped into this particular mount category as vicious. They're here at this Quartermaster, so you can choose from there, and they have two separate tabs associated with different vicious mounts that we'll be going over in just a moment. To start, notifications: vicious saddles are only acquired through the winning of ranked PvP matches while at a combatant level or higher. So the ranking of combatant, which is 1000 rating, doesn't matter if it's solo, 2v2, 3v3, 10v10, as long as that's above 1000 while you're winning these particular rated PvP matches, the percentage that you can see here just under season reward will increase every time that you do so. So as you win more matches, you increase that percentage bar, and then getting to 100, the reward is one vicious saddle. So every time that you do fill this particular bar by winning more rated PvP matches with a higher level of combatant, with a level of combatant to higher, the more vicious saddles that you acquire over time to purchase more mounts that are specific for the vicious set. So keep that a note. Vicious saddles, when you do get 100% from winning those particular PvP matches, are then dropped in your inventory there afterwards. So it could potentially, if your inventory is full, it'll be in your mailbox. But you want to keep an eye out for that. So keep an eye on your bar from time to time if you've been doing a lot of PvP. Is to just beware of those particular saddles building up into your inventory over time. You want to make use of those as often as possible. So again, the only way to utilize these vicious saddles is to purchase vicious mounts located at this particular Quartermaster here in Orgrimmar, just outside the Hall of Legends. This gentleman on the mount, I believe he's a undead character, maybe?
Blood and
no, that's
thunder.
definitely an orc. To choose from, he is the combatant mount Quartermaster is what to choose from, and his name's Deathguard Netharian. So choose from him. Select him, and they'll have individual mounts that you could choose from. You could use any of these mounts on any particular class there afterwards. Just be aware of that. So once you purchase this mount, it actually applies to the rest of your tunes. It applies to the rest of your, mount accumulation and so forth. So really cool stuff. One way to access your mounts as well too is to go to the collection tab, and just go to collection, go to the mount tab you see here located in the bottom left, click vicious, or type in vicious under the toolbar, and the vicious mounts will start to beginning showing up. There's specific vicious mounts that are attributed per season. So, for instance, I acquired the vicious Sabertooth on the first season of Dragonflight, just because it was a reward associated with a particular mount that I was able to acquire within that particular season. This one's, Shadowlands 2, that you get some of the older ones. This is Dragonflight Season 2. So as you win these particular rated rewards, you get different mounts, really unique mounts. This is like Vicious War Snail, which is pretty unique. That can be used for like different types of, characters and so forth that have that particular tier set. It's all just a matter of aesthetics, really, at the end of the day. They all go the same speed, all 100%. I don't think any of them are flying, but they're all really, really cool mounts. This is Horde exclusive, by the way. This is not Alliance related. So any of these mounts are Horde only, so you want to keep that in consideration, that these mounts are exclusively for Horde. They're really much, I've heard they're much more cooler and better looking, than the Alliance mounts, so I'm highlighting those. I also don't have any Alliance characters in any of my realms, so it'll be exclusively Horde for this particular video. So yeah, we'll go through each of the individual mounts for you to kind of acquire. It's one mount, one vicious saddle per one mount. And so you will be, applying that particular vicious saddle for that particular mount. And then having to get another vicious saddle as the bar refills, you win more matches, etc. in order to acquire more vicious saddles, to acquire more vicious mounts. It just generally happens. The reward, it's just a reoccurring reward. if you happen to play PvP as often, say, as I do. So we're going to head to the combat mount quartermaster, and I'll just showcase some of these mounts for you to look into. I purchased a good portion of them thus far, just because I've been PvPing a lot this season, and just acquired more ranked matches and so forth. So this is the Vicious Werewolf. Cool if you're an orc, preferably, you know, you can do it for any class, etc. So check that one out. It's pretty interesting. The Raptor is cool for trolls, obviously. So just some unique concept art for these particular, more PvP related and just kind of geared up for battle for the most part. This is a Vicious Skeletal Warhorse that you can take a look at. So again, just aesthetics wise, it really is at the end of the day, but they just look cool. War Coder for your Tauren. I usually run the War Strider on my main just because it has a really good heirloom aesthetic, which included within my my particular set. So yeah, you could take a look at that one, you know, in particular for that War Strider. If you're a Blood Elf, you know, this one in particular, you can check out for Goblins. If you're a Goblin main, you could look at that particular. You could use it for any class affiliated with that particular mount. So, the War Turtle, you can use for, I guess, Pandaria monks. I don't have any pandas attached to any of my characters, but if you do happen to choose one, you could choose that particular War Turtle. Pretty unique. It's got the, you know, spears shooting out from the top part. Just adds more of a PvP centric concept art to your mount, and so forth. So I guess it would be considered a bit more intimidating as well as some of the other mounts that you can see. This one's Scorpion. You could use it for any class again. Really cool looking mount. That one's going to be my next one that I choose when I get off my main. The Warbear's pretty neat too as well for Orc or Tauren, etc. Just really cool looking aesthetics. They did a great job with some of this concept art. Next is a Warfox, which is really neat. You can use full Volperas. Really cool looking fox. 2 different colored eyes, it looks like, I guess. Okay. You can choose from and so forth to take a look at. You've also got the War Clefthoof too as well. And this is just an enhanced Kodo version. It's got the chain set up on its horns in the front, which is really unique. In addition to just the armor scaled on the Kodo. Really look nice for a Tauren, you know, character in particular. So take a look at that. Something to consider. You've got the War Basilisk. Basilisk would be looking for great for like maybe undead or orc, and so forth. So it's really some really cool looking mounts for this Vicious set. Bone Steeds are great for undead. Love that one on my particular rogue with some of the crimson gear. Really unique, loving it. Another Bone Steed you can check out for like a Death Knight or something like that. That's a really cool Death Knight mount. Is the Vicious White Bone Steed. War Spider is really cool again for undead characters as well. It's just great. I mean, the concept art is just absolutely beautiful for these particular mounts. They really outdid themselves for this particular kind of mount setting. The next would be the War Gorm. That could be used for, say, Taurens or Orcs for that matter. So take a look at those. Just really unique stuff, you know, that you can acquire. Vicious War Crusher, I guess, would be applied to more Monk or Goblin, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but take a look at that too as well. Again, each of these mounts will cost 1 Vicious Saddle, so you're going to have to acquire, you know, a total of, what is this, 18, looks like 18 Vicious Saddles to acquire the entire set of the Vicious mounts. So it just builds up over time, so just play more PvP rated matches, either solo queue, 2v2, 3v3, or rated battlegrounds in order to do so. So every time that you win, it increases that percentage, I think by like 3 to 6% or something on that fact. The last but not least would be the Vicious War Striker, or Stalker, which is one of my favorites too as well for like maps like Altaric Valley where it's more snow driven. I'll use this particular mount. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Vicious Quartermaster mounts you can choose from, and then make sure that if you want to get an achievement associated with mounts, you can also, in addition to purchasing those Vicious mounts, you can also purchase the regular mounts from major cities such as Argramar and Thunder Bluff and you know, Undercity, etc., in order to acquire those particular mounts, to acquire an achievement associated with mounts, and just to add to your collection there afterwards. So that's pretty much it for the mounts that I can think of. Again, just to kind of recap, you only acquire vicious saddles through winning rated PvP matches at combatant or higher. So you have to wait until you get 1,000 from 0. Wait until you get to 1,000 for your rating, and any rated PvP matches that you do win thereafter 1,000 will then apply to your percentage that you look to build up and acquire those vicious saddles over time. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you got some good information out of it. I certainly know that I did, and having been more immersed into PvP related content in World of Warcraft, that the mounts are just an addition to your overall character basis. A bit of representation as well too. I often use some unique mounts I get from PvE and PvP related, but I often use the combatant mounts too as well, for the most part in PvP. So yeah, make sure you're just winning those rated matches above 1,000 for the combatant rating or higher in order to achieve those particular vicious saddles, in order to purchase those from the quartermaster located here just outside the Hall of Legends in Arkham. Hope you'll enjoy this video. If you did, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to the top tier PvP YouTube channel. I also do have a Discord channel that I had built within the past month and a half, 2 months. We've been putting a community together, over 200 members who enjoy PvP related content in relation to World of Warcraft, looking for events for rated battlegrounds and random battlegrounds, arenas, 40 versus 40 faction battles, etc. That'll all be within the Discord event under events, and as well as myself just there. If you have any further questions or comments about PvP, you can check out some more other videos and playlists on this channel. I also do have a Patreon as well too. That's part of this YouTube channel that'll allow you to donate for as low as $1 per month to this particular YouTube channel in order to support your content creator and allowing me to further provide more additional content for the community as well too. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.